If you love football, soccer, then you probably love the Apple TV hit comedy Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso, a quirky, soccer-naive American coach, finds his way to England where he comes in to manage a fictitious but struggling Premier League side, AFC Richmond. Hello everyone, this is Rev Brad, and you're listening to the Soccer Chaplains United podcast, From the Touchline. With 20 plus years in and around the beautiful game, both as a chaplain and a press officer before that, I thought I would share in this series some lessons from Ted Lasso. Essentially give a chaplain's perspective on some of the things we see on the show and mesh them up with my own experience. In this series, I'm going to try not to over-spiritualize what we see on the screen, but I do want to comment on some of the elements that I believe can be great points of personal and professional development, no matter your role or relationship with soccer. Whether you're an athlete, a coach, a staffer, or an executive with the beautiful game, I think this series will be fun, creative, and have a little bit of everything for everyone. Just a side note, whilst I've changed this opener from the original one, I will keep the opener for a little while, so if you're listening regularly, when you hear the Ted Lasso theme music at the start of the pod, you can go ahead and skip forward to the 2-minute mark to skip the intro and get right into the pod for the day. Thank you for listening to the From the Touchline podcast. Here we go with a lesson from Ted Lasso.
He's found the space and he's found the back of the net.
Just a little off foot, thinking he's going to go far post. Not strong enough with his right hand.
Whips that one in. Far post, almost made him ends, and they have. He has the hat-trick. The second in his career. The third of the night. The hat-trick hero.
Talked about you're not going to be able to sustain that kind of pressure.
To the corner. Goes towards the near post. And you're the angle, and what a goal! What a goal!
Well, we might categorize Lesson 16 a bit more on the awkward side for Coach Lasso, but I think it's a lesson worth mentioning. In episode 2, just moments before the team takes on their first game with Lasso at the helm, Lasso's having a talk with Sam, the young defender from Nigeria. The team's just wished him happy birthday, given a team gift, and included in the little bag of goodies, Coach Lasso has put one of his green army men that his son sent in a care package. Now, we've seen owner Rebecca Welton maybe hesitantly receive this small token from Lasso, but we soon realize it's not having the same effect with Sam. In fact, Sam's not having it at all. Coach, is it okay if I don't keep this? I don't have the same fondness for the American military that you do. I say it's an awkward moment, but perhaps that's a little unfair. You know, I've stumbled into moments like this, moments when I haven't been as sensitive to what word or image might provoke or bring about in someone else's mind or heart. Lasso was purely thinking of Sam and his desire, probably as a father, of offering Sam the same sense of protection, quote-unquote, as he did to Rebecca. However, the pains of imperialism, the history of Nigeria, and what Sam has likely faced growing up, military men, even as toys, are not something considered in the same way. My friend, in the world of football, the global nature of the game demands us to have a high degree of emotional intelligence and sensitivity. So many in the game come from different backgrounds and cultures and countries. Experiences, circumstances, struggles and achievements, and even one's own faith are all uniquely shaped and different from our own. You know, my own club has seen people from over 45 different countries come through the doors. There are Europeans, South Americans, Central Americans, Africans, and Americans. There are islanders and mainlanders. There's Christians, Protestant, Catholic, Orthodox, Jews, Muslims, atheists, agnostics, even had an athlete who was Wiccan. Some have been born in poverty. Others have been born in privilege. Some speak as many as 5 or 6 different languages and dialects, while some only speak one. Some have been married with children. Others married and divorced. Some divorced multiple times. Others are single. Some have college education, others have no education beyond primary school, and I could go on and on about the differences amongst the people that have comprised the team over the years, but one thing I've had to learn is that sensitivity to one's story, to one's person, is a key component to developing trust. Sensitivity is a key need amongst those in football. As I reflect on an example of what I call sensitivity from Jesus' life, I want to use it as a bit of reflection and application. And the story that stands out to me is Jesus' encounter with a Samaritan woman at a well. You can read the full story in John chapter 4. Essentially, Jesus begins talking with this woman, and it would have been taboo in society back in Jesus' day for Jewish people to speak with or even acknowledge Samaritan people for reasons that are too many and too complex to get into. But as the dialogue ensues, Jesus tells the woman to go get her husband and come back to hear more of what he's saying. To which the woman confesses, "I have no husband." And Jesus responds to her, "The truth is, you've had 5 husbands, and the man you're with now isn't your husband." You know, if Sam didn't share the same fondness as Lasso for the American military, I can tell you the relationships between Jewish people and Samaritans was perhaps even a worse sentiment in Jesus' day. The Jewish people despised the Samaritans. They saw them as half-breeds and treated them badly. Yet Jesus moves past all the typical social mores, and he willingly speaks to this woman. And with a sensitivity, because we realize maybe even her timing at the well in the middle of the day is likely because she's despised by even her own people, perhaps because of her lifestyle or her choices or something else. But still, Jesus, sensitive and patient, shares about how things can be different for her and for everyone she knows. It's a sensitivity that we see in Jesus for sure, and one rooted in love. Well, thanks for listening to this lesson from Ted Lasso. This is Reb Brad coming to you from the Touchline.